Hello.
Welcome.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
We can.
Yeah, and see you.
Awesome. Awesome.
That's
Well,
great.
technology, it works.
No, welcome to the modern age, baby.
Mate, I struggle with technology sometimes, so this works very good.
Wait, you crushed it. You've done a great. Look at you with your professional looking background
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
You know what? I put up a tablecloth behind me because I'm in the garage because my kids are punishing at the moment. So I'm stuck out here.
You got to make do, right?
I thought I'd make it look a bit better
Yeah, I love
in
it.
my garage at the moment.
You should who's the
Cool.
painter guy? What's his name? Rick Ross? Is that the painter guy?
Rick Ross is like a rapper.
Yeah.
No, what's his, you should do
I
like
know
some
who you're talking about.
painting on it while we Bob Ross, that's it. I knew it was a Ross.
Rick Ross. Rick Ross is like the big black rapper dude.
Yeah.
I could fluff my hair up a bit and get the thing going there.
I
He's
love
right,
that, yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for taking the time to hang out, man.
No worries. No, I just finished work, so it's good.
What do you do? What's the full-time job?
I'm a Sparky, so
Hey, same.
yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
nice. Hey, it's a good trade, but I got to it late in the game. I started my apprenticeship when I was 32. I'm 42 now, so it's yeah.
Is this
Always
me?
learning.
Yeah, I feel like I'm talking to another Johnny.
Is that what you did?
I started mine at 28 and I'm 41 now.
Wow. Yeah, a lot of people are doing it. My apprentice at the moment is first year.
Oh wow.
Actually, I just got second year, so yeah. But yeah, everyone's doing it.
I feel like with electrical, often your mature age, because this is what people want to hear us talk about. I feel like often
Yeah.
your mature age ones are better because that TAFE course, man, that sucks ass.
Yeah, it does. And I noticed that like all the young kids in my class were just there they were just off smoking bongs at lunchtime and going to the pub and not really caring. But a couple of the older guys in there were working, they were cheating off us later on. So
Yeah. My uncle's just
yeah,
doing
but it's a good trade to have.
he's doing a like mature age builder. He's in his 50s and he's now becoming a builder. He was like a high level engineer and he's like always wanted to build. So he's now an apprentice builder, but like he's off doing jobs by himself as like a second year apprentice. But he's just like, I just wanted to do that.
Damn.
So
People have different careers in their life, don't they? Lots of them. So yeah.
Yeah,
so what were you doing before that? Was the band the full time? Were you trying to be the full time band before that? What was?
Yeah, it was because we all started the band in high school, so it was not a full time gig for a long time, and then it was a full time gig for a few years, and then not full time. So it's it's a pretty tough industry to make a living out of. So look, to be honest, we were pretty lucky to make a living. Not it wasn't we didn't earn a lot of money, but it wasn't about that. But we were pretty lucky to do it full time for a long time. And yeah, I don't know, like it's weird because we've kind of come full circle now where we started out doing it spare time and dedicating all our spare time to it. We took it pretty seriously, but then it became a job, and like any job, I guess there's good parts and bad parts, and now it's gone back to it's not our full time job, and we're doing it for fun again. And to be honest, it's really good. I like it this way a lot better, to be honest.
Yeah, cool.
Well, dude, like the shows are still crushing because, like, obviously, like I sing in Padre, so we did the two shows
cool.
yeah, we did the two shows in it was Newcastle and Wollongong, and you guys are going out with Body Jar again, and both bands, man, the rooms were just packed. They were just packed.
They were good, yeah,
full of people, and those shows were sick.
They were good, yeah, they were really good. So I think like we kind of realised that, and it's tough at the moment. Like, it's hard, like to get people, especially 40-year-old men. And like I don't know how you guys are situated in life, but we've all got kids and stuff. So getting out to a show is sometimes quite hard. So we figured we did a show with another, probably more of an excuse for someone to get out and come see some shows rather than, oh yeah, I don't mind that band, but we're going to organise a babysitter and got to deal with the hangover. But you get a couple of bands that you like, you go, well, like make the most of that, and that's kind of what we figured, and it's good. It takes the pressure off us a bit, especially like we had to fly from Perth, and it's, you know, you fly over, play to 20 people, and like,
Yeah.
hard work. But yeah, no, it's good, and we love body jar, so that's a bonus.
You have to watch them every night. That's a added
Exactly.
plus to it. Yeah, that's the
And
way to do it.
this tour as well, because they're playing like pretty much the band's favorite album, No Touch Red. So, but we told the guys on that last tour that that's the album still to this day. When we do any recording, we take that album in as a reference, just mainly for the guitar sound. And yeah, so we get to watch them and listen to that. That's our favorite album every night. So it's gonna be really good.
Yeah, that's sick. How does it feel like is a huge demand for, and I don't use the term nostalgia too heavily, because like it's not as though you're an old ancient band, but that like the era in which you guys came up, there is this huge resurgence in a lot of bands from that era, and there seems to be a big demand. Are you guys noticing that in your shows? Like, is it all older crowd? Are you getting much of a younger new audience coming?
Yeah, I think it's a bit of both. It's mainly the older crew, but like, we haven't released music for a long time, so I guess we haven't reached younger people.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we noticed a good sort of mix of crew, but yeah, it's mainly the older crew. But like, I think for a while it's been the you know, like things go in waves. So it's been like the '90s bands, sort of. Now it's kind of like the 2000s bands are starting to pick up a bit. And you know, you notice like when Kiss Chasey went out recently, they were selling out left, right, and centre. You know, which was awesome. So like, I don't know, like yeah, there's a good mix of older and young crew. Not young, like, but you know, we probably don't have that. We don't have TikTok, so we probably can't reach a lot of those crew. I met someone recently that had never heard of Kurt Cobain, and
what
blew my mind. I go,
Kurt Cobain did, yeah.
I think I've heard of him. I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean? I'm definitely getting old if no one's heard of. He's like a cult figure, though.
Yeah,
yeah.
I feel like
beyond knowing Nirvana, like people know that name if they've never heard the music.
Yeah, like Marilyn Manson and Slash and people like that.
No, but the person was like, yeah, I think I've heard of him. Oh, Jesus.
You know what would be in the clincher is if they were wearing like a Nirvana shirt from Cotton On or something.
Yeah,
right,
100%. I love that. I love the ones you see that just been like, don't wear Harley Davidson if you don't listen to the band. That's my favorite thing I see at the moment.
Yeah, the TikTok thing's a weird one, man. Like, yeah, it's just, you know, like I said, I'm 41 as well, man. I watch some of the stuff, and don't get me wrong, it's great. Like some of the stuff on there is so entertaining, and there's some super talented people. But some of it I watch, and I'm just like, how do you have the guts to film that?
I want to see it in looking back on it.
Yeah.
Like you think about real life and someone filming that and going, yeah. I've never seen anyone do that in real life. I'd not do it. I'd freak out too much.
Oh, you've never seen anyone doing it?
No, like is that what you mean? Like in real life, when you see someone filming?
Oh yeah, I've seen people like with the cameras set up, and they're like in Sydney or whatever, and they go up and they do like a dance or whatever, and you check it, they put it back down, and do it again. Yeah,
and they're by themselves.
Yeah, yeah. I went and got my hair done in Parramatta one night because it's near where my girlfriend lives. And I went into the barber shop, and there was a guy that had just got his hair cut, and he was sitting there like filming like this like TikTok video, and like in the mirror of the barber shop, and he was there. I thought he was working there or something, and then he just left, and the barber goes to me, he's like, mate, it's like, that guy, really nice guy. He goes, but every time he gets his hair cut for like 5 to 10 minutes after, he's taking videos of himself in our mirrors. And like, yeah.
Maybe his mirrors suck at home. Needs really nice, well-lit mirrors.
Yeah, that's a strange phenomenon. I don't think I can get on board that. Maybe I'm just a bit too old for that.
See, I work in social media as my like actual job. And I'm still like, I got to TikTok so late, way too late. I got it like a year ago. And because I was being like a grumpy old man about it, I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm not filming these things. And then I realized being like, oh, I can just film the stuff that I want to film and that I like. And I don't have to do the same things everyone else. I'm probably less successful because of it, but
Yeah.
it is interesting seeing like once you're in it, the different niches, like the world of music, it's changed music forever.
Mm.
It's this now platform people discover bands like bands.
The bands, I've never even seen TikTok like that, the app or anything, but the bands release music on it. Is that?
Yeah, or they'll do like social strategy things with it. So Gyroscope are going to go release a new album, and you'll use TikTok to tease for 6 months content around it. So you might do like, there might be a snippet of a music video, or you'll show like a behind the scenes of that. And then it might be like whatever you like your day-to-day like highlights of your actual like work in the day job, and you'll put your new single as the song over the top of that. And so like you're slowly drip feeding the song in there. But it's meant that like bands like, I don't know if you're familiar with Knock Loose. They're like a hardcore band from America. They had one song that went like crazy viral, and it's a heavy song, but they had this like big like moment in the song that went like, it translated really well. They just played Coachella because of the success of TikTok.
Because of that,
allowed them to reach all these new audiences.
I guess, yeah, you've got to adapt to the times, don't you?
Fully, yeah. It's a you can either like sink or swim.
yeah.
We will sink.
Yes, I was going to say, sinking sounds much easier, dude. Yeah. Sink beers?
Like, honestly, our band is so bad at that sort of stuff. Like, I think we sort of just that little bit too old, or we're kind of an in between band. But like, because we released our first cassette, so that's how old we are.
Yeah,
the cassettes come back as well, so.
Yeah, get that vinyl going. But even like, I look at Papa Roach as an example. Papa Roach are a band that like I listened to when I was 12 and was hella into them. They kill social media. They're all over it. They like really use it to their advantage. And they're a band that's hella fucking relevant again.
Right.
I don't think it's an age thing.
Because of social media.
Partly, yeah. Because that nostalgia thing. People being like, oh, like, I know that Last Resort song. I remember that. They used it over things. And then, oh, we've got new music out. If you like this, check out this.
Right, yeah.
I don't think it's an age thing. I think if you don't like using social media, it's not for you. You don't need to like, that's not the only way to do things, but I think it definitely has merit for some people.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
I'm not knocking it.
It's a lot of work as well, though. It's a lot of time because you can't just put, I mean, like for one video to go up and go viral, I mean, you got to be pretty lucky.
Yeah.
So, you know,
600 videos before that.
It's the grind of it as well. That it's just time consuming, man. It's just, and like you said, like I got kids as well. And, you know
how much time you don't have.
Yeah, well, that's it. Like, and, you know, even with what we do, I feel like we have a different way of reaching people as well, you know, with like the reaction videos and stuff like that. But even that can be kind of disheartening because that sort of stuff gets way more hits than our interviews, and the interviews is what we love doing the most.
Yeah,
you know, the conversations and stuff is what we love, and it is sometimes disheartening to talk to an artist that we really love, and it gets like 500 plays, and you're just like, fuck.
Yeah,
and
that reaction video got 30,000 views.
The reaction to their song gets 10, 20, 30,000 views.
Right.
It's like, if you love this band so much, why don't you want to listen to them talk?
But that's a strange phenomenon as well, isn't it? Like people, I've heard of these reaction videos. Are massive now. Hey, like it must be like, is it a personal connection thing? I don't know. Like people like to connect with.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
It is like it's. Well, we've noticed that it is a lot to do with the hosts, you know, because we're lucky that I think as a solo person doing it, it would be a lot harder. We're lucky because we've got like, you know, 13, 14 years of friendship between us. The banter's easy.
Yeah.
You know, I come from the musician side. He comes from the consumer side. And it gives you a lot of talking points of how we consume and break down music.
You can't fake that, can you? You can't fake
fully
the friendship. So
nah.
Yeah, but maybe I just wonder if people are lacking connection because they are like too busy looking at a screen all day and they don't get. I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's the dystopian future that I feel like I'm living in, but maybe I'm not. But I don't know. Like things have changed definitely, and like.
Yeah, are you finding that it shows now versus when you guys played more heavily, the amount of like people filming and having their phones out during sets? Is that something that you're aware of at all?
Not, I haven't really noticed it, but I guess being at other shows, I've noticed it, like
Yeah.
watching bands. You know, it used to be a cigarette lighter, and now it's a phone, isn't it?
Yeah.
But who? This is the other thing. It's like filming fireworks. Who goes home and watches the film of the fireworks? No one does that. Do people watch it back and go, "That was awesome"? Maybe
I mean,
they do. Maybe
People,
maybe
we film
technology
like
is that
stuff
good.
like every now. You film a lot more than I do at shows, but like we'll share stuff through our social media because that's like people follow us for music. So getting to kind of share, this is the show we went to, and I think there's more purpose behind
That
it.
makes sense.
Yeah, that makes.
But I guess other people use that as well to share for their own things, like for
True,
stories
yeah.
and stuff on Instagram. To
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe they're filming for that more than. I don't know, there was a girl we went and watched Evanescence the other night, which is fucking sick. And there was a girl that was 2 seats down from us, and she was like young. She was probably like, I'd say 10.
Yeah.
She filmed the
entire
show.
set.
Just like literally held her phone there.
Yeah.
And she'd like talk and move around. So she wasn't filming the front the whole time. But like had it out the entire time.
The whole time.
I wonder if she'll go back and watch that if that's
They played for an hour and a half too.
Geez.
Yeah.
She got on her phone.
Oh yeah, the phone died right at the very end. I did see that. Yeah,
didn't get the whole thing.
No, it died with like just before the last song.
Oh, the big song too.
Yeah, I'm sure the mum got it. She was filming too.
So 15 years of Breed Obsession, the upcoming tour. Man, did you ever think that you would, when you released that, you would be playing anniversary shows for it 15 years later?
Definitely not.
No. It's a pretty weird. I mean, listen to this album. I wouldn't say since then, but for a very long time, and yeah, like I just totally forgot. We haven't played that album. It's probably 50 or 60% of that album we've never played live and never intended to play live. So now, yeah, it's going to be different. Like it's going to be different for us because I guess now I feel like we're a lot different record than we are live.
Yeah.
When we get on stage, we try and run around and carry on a bit too much. We're going back and listening to this album again. I forgot how mellow some of the stuff is, and that's on every album as well. Like we've released an album. There's been a slow song. There's been heavy song. There's the whole spectrum. But I guess when we play live, we just try and carry on as much as we can. So
yeah, keep the energy high.
Yeah, so it's to be honest, we were a little bit nervous. we spoke about it for a long time, and then we had to play a lot of these songs, and so we were like, what are we going to do? So we went in, had a jam, and to be honest, it's come up pretty well. So there's a lot of those songs that we probably should have played live. But it's going to be interesting because I think probably been a few people that play those songs because I don't know, probably a few people that never seen us play live. They just listen to the album, so they come and see us one time. They go, "Fuck, that wasn't what I was expecting," or I don't know. It probably works two ways, but I think it's going to be nice to and daunting to play so loud because I guess we hide a bit behind distortion and jumping around. So it's going to be out there for there's a lot of the songs that don't have much distortion and stuff like that. So
yeah,
a lot of
singing and not yelling. So
yeah, we're actually quite surprised. So there's the last song on the album. It's called Time, and it's a lot of piano and a lot of samples and swells and stuff. And we were a bit nervous about that one, but that one's come up really well. So yeah, it's interesting. We kind of wish we sort of looked into these songs a bit more back in the day, but it might change a few things for us. So
are you playing it in order?
Well, that was the debate as well. When we were discussing that, I just thought we would. I just assumed he played it in order, but the boys were like, "No, we don't need to do that." And then I think we found out Body Jar aren't playing it in order, so it's pretty much in order. There's just a couple, just to keep because we want to keep the set flowing as well.
Yeah.
So, it's pretty much in order, but we just sort of changed a couple here and there. But yeah. So
I feel like it's hard as well when you're like, particularly for like a big album, if you've had the singles as the first like 4 or 5 songs, and they're the ones that like that like there's a punter there that's their favorite song, and they want to see that. You can't play that at the very start and then like finish with a song.
Yeah, that's right.
I remember seeing Block Party do Silent Alarm, the 10-year, and they played the album back to front because the start of the album is where all the singles are, and it slowly gets a bit more like atmospheric and slow. So they just played it back to front, and I thought that was a fucking cool way of doing it because you still got the full experience, but it ended with the energy songs that people know, like the Helicopter and Banquet and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a fair, because I just thought, oh yeah, people are going to walk away and go, that wasn't, like when you listen to an album, especially albums like that, I used to get them and you play it from the start to finish, so you kind of you know what song comes next. And I thought, is that going to take away from it? But no, I don't think so. I think it's starting to flow pretty well, so we're pretty happy with it.
So do you have enough time in the set? You're going to throw some of the other bangers that people are going to want to hear in there just to sort of mix it up, or to end with those, or are you going to try and keep that under wraps and make it a surprise? Or
we'd like to play songs. I think depends on how long. I think we've only got maybe an hour anyway, so
be pretty
the album by the time we fuck around in between songs and tune up and all that, pretty close to an hour anyway. So and then we've got songs that have acoustic guitar, which we don't usually do.
So there's a song called Australia that's on that album that's probably
the most popular song on
And
Spotify,
we never
play that live.
That was a relatively big song off that album as well, wasn't it?
So we never play that song live just because of the acoustic guitar. It kind of changes the dynamic of the set. So we've got a couple of songs with acoustic guitar. So by the time you swap that over and do all that, and then so I don't know. I don't think there's going to be much time for other songs, but we'll probably chuck a couple in. We know how to play them, so we've got time.
I'm looking forward to it as well. Yeah, I'm super keen to see it because even like those two shows that we watched you guys, I was just like, fuck, I forgot how, as you said before, I forgot how heavy these guys are, because you guys just don't let up on stage. Like, there's so much energy and, a lot of yelling and screaming and, jumping around. And it's going to be interesting to watch this album be played. Is there any songs that you're slightly reworking or anything like that to suit a live experience?
Probably that one I mentioned before, Time. It ends up very heavy, which is good. It just sort of naturally happened that way when we started jamming it. We didn't really know how to finish it. And to be honest, it just sort of grew and grew. So we're at a point with that song where
we don't have an ending for it. We know how to end it.
The flow, and then
cool.
there's a little cue that happens, so everyone's
just got to wait for that cue, but
in the meantime, do as you please. So
cool.
That song, the rest of them, we're
trying to play them very similar to the album, because like I said before,
to me it's like a nostalgia thing where I want to go see Body Jar, No Touch Red. Kind of want to that's the album that I know back to front, and I want to hear it like that. So I think I'll try and keep it close to the album as possible, but naturally when we play, we kind of do try and beef it up a little bit. So it's
different bands as well, though. Realistically, man, like quite different bands. You guys suit well on a bill together, but sonically you are quite different as well. So I mean, you got to do at the end of the day what suits you guys.
Yeah, that's right. So it's going to be interesting because we very different to Body Jar, even though we like to think. But especially that album, like that album is totally different. Like we could probably keep up with their energy. This one's going to be different, but I think the energy's it's going to be a different energy. Like it's going to be. I think we didn't realize how much power there is in the quieter songs. I don't know. There's whether that's like. I don't know, like whether that's just maybe they're just the songs themselves or that nostalgia factor where I don't know. It's gonna be very interesting, and like
I think it'll add a cool dynamic.
Yeah, I think it will, and like both albums, Body Jar's album and our album, are totally different. But like you said, it hopefully we translate, and 25. I guess there's 10 years difference between albums as well. So that's a long time. It's 25 years for them, isn't it?
Yeah, 25 for them, 15 for you. But I mean, I feel like people, who are into, especially the Australian scene, or guitar-driven music in any way, shape, or form. They like a semi-diverse lineup anyway, and more now than ever. I mean, like even last week we played the Unwritten Law show, so we were the opening band, and it's the aggressive punk rock sort of stuff, and then Kaylin Russo comes on, and it's just her with backing tracks, and it's all like sort of lo-fi R&B inspired, just female singer-songwriter thing. And then Unwritten Law come out, and it's like so vastly different, but it worked.
Yeah, maybe no. If I could, I don't know. If I go to a show, I kind of want a bit of difference as well. I don't want to see the same band.
We're seeing that more and more bands touring with bands that aren't necessarily in the exact same ilk. Like they've got a bit more of a change up in pace, which I think, as you said, it suits to things, because you guys have songs that are heavy and fast and aggressive, and then you've got like the more like stripped back or like softer songs. So the dynamics that you want to be able to have bands that kind of match that different vibe. How do you go now? Because you were known for being a very energetic live performer. How does your body go handling that now versus 15 years ago?
Not too bad, to be honest.
Yeah.
Just got to stretch the neck out a bit.
Yeah.
I noticed you get a bit of gig neck after the first show, but no, not too bad. Like to jump off a lot of things, but don't really do that anymore.
I was gonna say I'm gonna fanboy a second here. So I had a photo of you. I'm a bit younger. I'm 35. I had a photo of you on one of my like school folders that was from a show of you jumping off an amp with like guitar with the bass up, and it was a sick photo. And that's the one. I had that on one of my school folders.
That's the one.
Yeah, that's the one.
That's a block mount too.
That's sick.
Yeah, it's cool, eh?
Yeah, I had that like printed out from whatever website I found it on, and stuck it on one of like school folders when I was like 15. Because I was like, that's such a cool photo. But just thinking, being like, how are the knees going to go with that now?
I bruised my heels on that one. That one a bit, but it turns out I met that guy later on in life, and he became a good friend of mine. Didn't know him at the time, and then we worked out that was him. And that's, I think, old mate from Horsell Common too. But yeah, it's funny. I think my favourite part is this guy. Him going, what is he doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a cool photo though.
See, I want to see that reenacted at these upcoming shows, but I want to see it in the softest, most
just
like
the little amp.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Sounds like a challenge.
I'm so glad I mentioned that.
I feel like we are relatively fit still for men. Is that what we are? But yeah, I don't know. It's harder and harder to
something you
back
can aspire to.
No, fuck that. Yeah.
Well, I've been crawling through a roof all day, so I've got my core is quite good at the moment. I'm planking through a roof, so.
I got off the tools 2 years ago, so I'm just like management and consultations and planning and stuff now. So it's but I did a stint of about probably 6 months back on the tools earlier this year, and I was just like, this is fucked.
It's hard work. Yeah.
All day, every day, man. Like, I was just like, I'm not meant for this anymore.
Yeah, I'm going all right. Like I said, I've got a 49-year-old apprentice who can't get in the roof because he's had 2 knee reconstructions. So I'm still getting in and out of the roof. So
that's the downside of the older apprentice.
Oh yeah, it was always the summer, and like it's always like you got all the friends that come out the woodwork, and they do the same question every fucking like October, November, and it starts to warm up, and they've forgotten to get something done. They've forgotten to get their ceiling fans done. You'll get a text message. You'll be like, "Hey man, how you been? Are you still a Sparky? Any chance you could do some ceiling fans?" I'm like, go and get yourself fucked.
Ceiling fans are the worst. I hate
it. So the next question then, is there any plans for new music?
Well, yeah, there is. We've been writing new music for 3 years or 4 years. So we've got a little studio here where we go pretty much once, twice a week. That's like our little, that's our jet ski. That's what we do. So we've got a studio there where we rehearse, we write, and we record. So we've written about 50 songs. We've culled that to 20. We've culled it to about 15 now. and we're recording them all ourselves, which is why it's taking 3-4 years. But yeah, we want to release. We just want to get an album out, and we've got a, our drummer's not in the band anymore. We've got a new drummer, Sim, who we just want to get an album out with him. So
yeah,
it's just hard, like it's getting the time, we used to do it full time, so we'd go in every day and write songs and record and tour, and now it's just finding. Oh, we're pretty dedicated. Like we do go in once a week at least. We're all together, but like you can't just get in there and go, all right, we're going to write a song.
yeah.
So it takes a good few hours to get there and to get comfortable, but like just to have a beer and relax a bit, and then gets to about 11 o'clock and everyone's ready, and then it's like, we're going to go home. Kids are going to wake us up in a few hours. So it's like, it always happens as well. You start getting on a roll, and then it's like 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. So yeah, we have a few. Once we have a show, we get into rehearsing mode, and we got to pack everything down. And so yeah, we'll release the full length plan. So
Exciting.
Yeah, and as I kind of mentioned before, like, I think when we were writing, we're just trying to write heavy songs, and we just forget that our albums do have mellow songs, and it's okay not to be heavy,
Yeah, hell yeah.
to carry on. And hopefully, I think what we're realizing now is that it's kind of cool to play these songs. So kind of like to play a couple of quieter and more mellow and melodic songs. So
some of my favorite songs of yours are the softer, more melodic songs.
Me too, and I listen to a lot of music. Like I love heavy music, but to be honest, the majority of stuff I listen to now is very mellow and atmospheric. And I think we're all a bit afraid. I think we see ourselves differently than what other people do, and I think
Sure.
kind of realise that. So hopefully we get back from this tour and we play these songs, and hopefully they translate well, and we can. Maybe because we still do write a whole bunch of different music, and we do have some demos that are, like just jam and acoustic on a couple of them, and like one of those songs is my favourite one we've got so far.
Yeah,
I haven't even done anything to it, so yeah, I think we've just got to get out a lot of the time because we music, but I think when someone's got a good idea, you kind of want to put the stamp on it to claim your bit of that song. But I think we've all got to put our egos aside and just go, you know what, that's a cool song.
Yeah, what's the best for the band, not for the individual?
Yeah, and like I'm starting to realise that a bit more as well, rather than just like there's this cool, acoustic song. I'm just going to put this stupid bass line to it. I'm just going to go, no, I'm just going to play the root notes, or I might not even play, and that's cool as well. So. Yeah, so we'll see. Hopefully, I think it's worked. The timing of this tour is working out quite well. So just in regards to new music, so we'll see how it goes.
Oh yeah,
okay.
And in terms of back catalogue, because like I said, you guys haven't released anything in a while. When you start looking back on it, does anything stand? Like, how do you feel about where you guys started, the first album, first EP, versus later on? Do you look back on that and have mixed emotions towards that stuff, or do you like your older stuff? Like we speak to some bands that are like, can't stand our first album,
yeah,
and then others that are like, yeah, I'm really proud of what we did. That was really cool. Like, how do you stand with that?
We proud of every album we've released. I guess it's a snapshot in time as well. Like we change. Like everyone changes.
Yeah.
So I'm not the same person I was back then. But like some of the first songs we released, before the albums, like 1998, I think we released stuff. 2000 we released some EPs and stuff. But we wrote a song called "The Fart Game." It was and it had Eddie Murphy quotes like from Delirious in there, and like there was some pretty cheesy pop punk stuff in there, which like probably wouldn't go and listen to it now, but that's what we were doing at the time. We were skateboarding and carrying on like idiots, listening to Blink 182, and
so we support them.
Yeah, and then but like when you start writing music, you just copy and then you start to sort of form your own ideas and your own interpretations and stuff. So, every time we release an album, we pretty like we're our own worst critics, really. So we just went through 4 people plus whoever was recording it. So there's a song on Breed Obsession that we all just to play that song, but you know, if we were going to release an album now, that probably wouldn't make the cut. But you know, that's what makes the album, and
Yeah.
that's what we wrote at the time, and we were proud of it then. So I'm not going to go and bag myself out because of that. But you know,
Are you going to tell us what song it is?
a song called Polyphons and Multi-Doors. Even the name sucks. But you know, that song comes after one of the heaviest songs on that album called Weapon Enemy Friend.
Yeah.
And then we go into that. I think we're doing that in the set as well. So it's kind of weird. But you know, like we've been jamming it, and it's kind of fun to play now. It's kind of like reggae inspired. But
Yeah, good. Let it grow on you. You watch.
Yeah.
That'll be the one that people are like, that was fucking sick.
Yeah, I can't believe we got to hear that song.
oh,
You're
we
just
all
like,
just feel
"Ah,
a bit
fuck."
awkward playing it. That's all. So
Yeah.
We'll make sure we come and really get into it for that song for you, just so you don't feel bad.
Circle pit for that song.
Yeah.
You don't want him running around like one circle and he's done.
Yeah, I'm cool.
Well, dude, we're pumped to finally see you again. Obviously, Johnny got to play with you fairly recently. I got to come watch the show in Newey, but we're looking forward to coming and seeing this. As I said, this album for me was a really big one. Like, came out right at a pivotal time, and I'm stoked to see it in its full.
Hopefully that's the vibe as well. You know, like it's like I listen to albums now, like for instance, UMI's Hourly Daily. Like that song, whenever I listen to that album, it reminds me of being in high school. And I used to listen to that when I was meant to be studying. Never studied, but I just listened to that album in my room. But every time I listen to that album, it takes me back to that exact time. And I think that whole nostalgia thing is hopefully what's going to be cool about it. So I think we're a bit nervous, but we're looking forward to it. So hopefully everyone else thinks it.
Yeah, hell yeah, man.
For sure, dude.
Well, dude,
Yeah.
thanks for taking the time to hang out too. We appreciate you staying up late when you got kids.
That's all right. So we're a couple of hours behind, so it's all good. You guys.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
that's right.
Where are the
Yeah, so
kids?
it's like, what is it, like 20 to 7 then at 20 to 6?
20 to 7. So
27.
20 minutes till bedtime. So
Hey,
then yeah.
get in there and do the dad duties, brother.
That's it. Thanks very much, guys. It was a good chat.
Pleasure,
Yeah, we'll
man.
see. We'll have a
We
couple
look
of beers.
forward to seeing you soon.
Catch you then.
All right,
See you, dude.
thanks, bro.
Thanks, man.
See ya.